Well, the whole start of this portage has been uphill. My legs are really sore from yesterday. Wow. I'm not loving it, but I think the rest is downhill, so I'm crossing my fingers anyways. I hope it is. It's always a great sight when you see the water on the other end of the portage. Well, I have arrived at Camp 5, 1,235 meter portage. Wasn't too bad. Got to go back and get my pack now. I had to stop just for a second to take off my life jacket and my jacket. I was just sweating like crazy. I thought that this trip, this 4-day trip, had more portage meters than the 5-day trip. I checked my math last night. That is not true. Yesterday I added an additional 515 meters to what I had already planned, bringing me to just under 7,100 meters of portaging. So I think the 5-day trip I did 76, so pretty close, just like 500 meters short, with a whole extra day missing. So I think that's pretty good, but I'm pooped. So good to see you. Let's go, we're going for a ride. Wish I spoke loon. Okay, I gotta go, guys, but I hope everything's okay. See you later. Just 2 smaller portages to go. I left 2 loons swimming right in front of the campsite, and when I got to the other side of the portage, there's 2 loons swimming together over here. I wonder if they were the ones they were calling to. I'm just making my way through Camp 5. I find it strange that I'm out here in these remote areas. Nobody's camping out here. There's nobody out here, and there's no wildlife. Well, it's 11:35 and here I am. I am at the 345 meter excuse me, portage from Camp 5 into Glacier. Well, I decided to carry the pack first this time, just to switch things up. This is a weird portage. It's like a lot of grass and ferns and weeds and stuff. Welcome to Glacier Lake. It's so pretty. It is so quiet here on Glacier Lake. Just paddled a wee little bit and I'm at the portage. I just came from right there. And this is my last portage of the day. This is going to take me into Gull. Well, I've arrived at the 470 meter portage from Glacier into Gull. I'm staying on Gull tonight, so this is my last portage today. To my 3rd portage of the day, and I'm ready to get it over with and get to camp. Hopefully my portage site isn't super on the portage. Maybe it's just next to it. It's not right on it. All of my portages today have included this. Giant rocks covered in moss. You have to kind of pick your way through them. These ones aren't too bad. They're nice and far apart, but the ones I had earlier, you know, they're all on top of each other. My foot actually slipped off of one today, so I'm not doing that again. This is interesting. Okay. What am I gonna do here? Try to squeeze myself in between those 2. So I put it back up on my shoulders and just put the first half over it, and then kind of lifted it off my head. And I thought that was good, but I had more in the back than the front, so the back of it came crashing down on my head and like just squashed my neck. But anyways, I think it's good there. I'm gonna go to the other side and pick it up somehow. Okay, I made it. That was a little tricky. I'm not sure I'm gonna get the pack through there. I could barely fit myself through the little opening between the two trees, so with the pack on my back, I'm probably just gonna have to take it off and pass it through and then put it back on. We'll see when we get there. Arrived at Gull Lake to a nice breeze blowing in my face, which is great because I am super hot right now. Oh, there's my bag waiting for me so patiently, and I see what looks like a little glimmer of sunshine on the water. Yes. Oh. This isn't one of his days. Oh shit. At least my foot. That's fine. All good, man. Bye-bye. I'm just paddling through Gull looking for my site, and hope I find it soon. Okay, so I come around the corner and I see the Portage, and my first reaction is, then I paddle a couple strokes more and I see the campsite is just to the right of the Portage. It's not exactly on the Portage like the one yesterday, and I'm like, well, it's 1:30 on Saturday and I have just arrived to my site on Gull Lake. I am super, super, super happy. I've got rocks out front of my site. I got a nice place to swim. And best of all, the Portage is over there. I'm gonna go check this site out. I'm excited. I love checking sites out. It's like you have a brand new home every day. It's fun. You can decorate it however you want. Do whatever you want. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, look at the benches. They're beautiful. Oh, right. This is awesome. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy that I'm not on the Portage. Oh, I'm so happy. Look at the beautiful fire grate here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna collect some wood. I have all day. I have a nice fire. Yes. Look at this beautiful view. Awesome. Okay, let's have lunch. Yesterday, as we know, I was right on the Portage. Today, it's over there. Awesome. Okay, salami. Salami wrap with Laughing Cow cheese. One ready to go. Bon appetit. In the sunshine. Well, in just a very short amount of time, I've gathered quite a bit of wood here. There's so much out here because of the fire ban. It's super easy. Got some over here too. I'll keep picking away at it. I also set up my tarp just in case. You know, the sun tried to come out. There were a couple of blue patches, but they're gone now. I'm not sure if it's going to rain or not, so got the tarp up really nice. It's partway over the fire, so that it won't drown it out, but it's high enough up that it won't catch on fire or anything. And then I've covered this part of the seat here, so I have a nice place to sit. And now I'm going to set up the rest of the site quickly, and hopefully the sun will come out so I can go for a swim. I've been using my Eureka tent for a couple of months now. You might be like, oh, big deal, a couple of months, not very long. But I've used it on quite a few trips. I think I've used it on about 7 trips now. And it's not just, you know, a couple of the trips I do. I don't always do portaging trips. I do a lot of, you know, just one-nighters or two-nighters where I paddle into one site. But this is, I think, my 3rd portage trip this summer. August long weekend I did 5 days and 4 nights. This is a 4-day, 3-night trip. So every day I'm setting this thing up and tearing it down and setting it up and tearing it down, and it gets wet and then it dries and it gets wet and it dries, and so it's been through quite a bit in this small amount of time I've used it, and I have to say I really like it so far. It's holding its own. It's super easy to set up. It takes me like no time. It's fast to tear down, and it's got a lot of mesh in it, opening. My favorite thing is still gear hammock, where you can put your stuff in there if it's wet, which a lot of times my stuff is, and you know, on my buff or whatever at night, I can just put it up there and it usually dries by the time I get up. So I like the door. It's nice and big. You can open up the whole thing if you want to let the bugs in. I personally don't right now, but you could. And the fly is really easy to put on too. And so far it's been durable and I'm liking it. So I'll do another update on it maybe after the summer, after I've used it a bit more, but I just wanted to say something quick because I've had it for a while now, and I said I would let you guys know what I thought of it. So I think it's really good. I like it so far. I think it's one of my favorite tents, if not my favorite tent. He really likes to swim, this frog. Now he's just playing dead. From one rock to the other rock and then back. Oh, the life of a frog. Well, sitting here on Gull Lake right now at this amazing campsite in the sunshine. I just had a swim. I'm the only person on this lake, and it was worth it. It was worth all the portages and that uphill yesterday that I was cursing. I honestly wanted to go back down and just say, forget this. I'm going to stay on Cedar Lake the rest of the weekend or something. But I did it. I got through it, and this is my reward, and what a great reward it is. It's so totally worth it. I'm not sure if I mentioned how awesome this campsite is. It's beautiful. The sun is shining right here. My hammock is here. I got a beautiful view of everything. The lake, I can see if a moose comes out. There's fish jumping. There's frogs jumping around. And I'm just laying here in my hammock chilling. It's so nice. I have just made a fire. And there's so much wood here, like it took me no time to, I'm scratching. I have so many bites from walking in the rain yesterday in my tank top on the portages. Anyway, I've got a nice fire going, and I put some water on it in the cup, and I have some pasta here, the egg noodles. I think they're called nesting noodles that I'm going to make. Along with that, I have, just rehydrating, been sitting here for about an hour, some tomatoes, artichoke hearts, and mushrooms in there. And I have some pesto here. So I'm going to cook the pasta, do my best to drain it, and then I'm going to mix it with this yummy goodness, and some pesto, and toss it up in there on the heat, and that's it. Should be very simple to make. I'm also enjoying a lovely gin and cucumber juice. Cheers.